Hey, Sadie and Jose. Okay, we are on lesson 11.4 today, buying bonds. Well, bonds are not supposed to be new to you guys because if you look at page 309 on 10.10, we learned about bonds, okay? A different way of saving money. We learned about one type of bond, so we're going to go into it a little bit more today, okay? So let's go ahead and read it and see what they're going to teach us today about bonds. A bond is a certificate issued by a government or a corporation promising to pay the face value at maturity plus interest at certain intervals, usually semi-annually, okay? So there's some key words there that we want to make sure that we see. First of all, it's a certificate, okay? That means it's a piece of paper, but it has cash value. So you don't want to lose it just because it's a piece of paper, okay? But some bonds can be reissued, even if you do lose it, okay? It's the government or the corporation. So remember, it's the government or the corporation borrowing money from you, okay? You get the face value of it at maturity. Maturity is when it has all of its value, okay? Because you buy it at a lower value so that it'll grow to its face value, but you have to wait the time, okay? That's the whole point of the bond, so that the government has the money for as long as they need it, okay? And then it's going to give you interest as it's getting to maturity, and that's how it's going to get to maturity, okay? As a bond holder, you are not an owner in the corporation, but you are a creditor since you are lending money. So it's different from stocks, okay, you guys? Stocks is where you're actually buying a part of the company and you own part of the company. And if you own enough, which is never going to happen to any of us, but if you own unless you become super rich, I'm not denying that right to you, okay? And you're into all that stuff, but neither one of you guys said that you're into all that business stuff, so don't tell me not, okay? I'm not doubting you. So, the bond is different from the stocks, because stocks, you're buying a part of the company, and some stockholders have huge parts of the company that they actually own 20% of the company, 50% of the company, different stuff like that, okay? Bonds is where you're lending money. Now, they're taking out a préstamo from you is basically what's happening, okay? Most bonds issued by corporations mature in 10 to 30 years. You knew that from before. Bonds are long term. That's something that you just put it in and you wait for it for a long time, okay? And have a face value of $1,000, although $100 or $500 bonds are sometimes sold, okay? Bonds may be sold at par value, premium, or discount. So listen to those three, okay? Par value are sold for the face value of the bond. Okay, if the selling price is greater than the face value, the bond is at a premium. And if the selling price is less than the face value, the bond is at a discount. Okay, so you have a face value, let's say it's $1,000. Okay, if you're buying it at par, you are buying it for $1,000. So you're gonna get interest at the end, which is different than the savings bonds that we learned about in 10.10. 10.10, you bought it at less than the face value, and then you got the face value back. So you bought it at 50% of the face value. You got the 50%, you got the whole 100% of the face value when it matured. Okay, these are different. At par, you're buying it from with the face value. At premium, you're buying it more than the face value. And the selling price, you're getting it at a discount, which obviously means there's going to be different benefits to all that. The cost of a bond is the quoted price, okay? So not the face value, it's the quoted price. That's a percentage of the face value. If the quoted price is 98 on 1,000, then the cost of the bond is 98% of 1,000 or 980. The face value of the bond remains 1,000, okay? So let's look at model problem number 1 about what they're talking about. As a $1,000 bond had a quoted bond had a quoted price of 103.25. So what is that? That's 100.75% of the face value is the quoted price. So what are you going to do? You're going to do 101.75%. So that means it's, move your decimal point, it's going to be 1.0175%, times 1,000. So the cost of the bond is going to be at $1,017.50. So was the bond selling at par value, discount, or at a premium? It's a premium because you're paying more than the face value. Okay? Look at the next part of the reading. Individuals cannot buy bonds directly from a corporation, but must buy a bond through a broker. Okay? So, yes, you can buy a bond from a government without a broker, but not a corporation. So somebody has to go intermediate for you. Okay, you have to go to an official financial institution that has brokers that work with the corporation to sell you the bond. Okay, that's the individual license to make stock and bond sales. Brokers, also called stockbrokers, charge a brokerage fee. Okay, so it's more money involved on buying a bond from a corporation, but it might have more value to you than a government bond. It just depends. You have to do your research. Their brokerage fee is called a commission as well, which usually varies according to the number of bonds purchased, okay? Most daily newspapers publish bond information. It's true. You can get on most newspapers, and probably even on your newspapers too, you have a financial section about interest rates and different stuff like that. Many investors consider the Wall Street Journal a good source of stock and bond information. Okay, when I was in college, I was a finance major at the beginning. No, I graduated as a finance major, but then I went back to become a teacher. And we had to read the Wall Street Journal, which is a very famous newspaper for those interested in finance. We had to read it once a week so that we became familiar with the information that was there. A sample bond report is given, okay? The maturity date for Eckerd is given as 04. Is given where are they talking about? It's not here. So maybe in the Wall Street Journal, I guess. A sample bond report is given. The maturity date for Eckerd is given as 04, which means that the year is 2004, okay? That's the maturity date. Prices are given to the nearest eighth of a cent, and the interest rates are given to the nearest eighth of a percent. Beginning with the year 2000, the decimals instead of fractions will be used, okay? So this book is so old. Now it uses decimals, not fractions. The net change is found by subtracting the previous day's closing price from the present day's closing price. If the present price is higher, the price has increased. If the present price is lower, the price has decreased. Well, that makes sense, but let's do it with a model problem, right? Are they going to, let's see. Model problem number 2. Well, let's look at the selected bonds. So they look at Sears. See, they're going to give you these little arrows down here. Let's look at how this table works. The corporation name, usually abbreviated. Okay, Sears is a store where you buy clothes and other things, a lot of other things. The annual interest rate based on par value is 9.5%. The years of maturity are 99. So basically, don't buy bonds from Sears. The current yield is 9, which is the current interest rate based on closing price. The volume, that's the number of bonds sold for the day in thousands, was 10,000, with a maturity in 99 years. That's weird. But IBM sold 111,000 bonds. That's because their maturity is in 2 years. No kidding. The last price of the bond sale for the day was 75. And the net change between last price for the day and the last price yesterday was negative 7/8. So the price went down. The face value went down today from yesterday is what they were saying. Okay? Look at model problem number 2. Douglas Albin purchased 25 $1,000 corporation bonds through a discount broker. The quoted price of each bond was 98.5. So what are you going to do first? You know, 98.5 is percent, so you're going to move your decimal point, 0.985 times 1,000, and you're going to be paying what? 985, right? The brokerage fee was 1.5% of the total sale. Well, the total sale on 25, okay, because you bought 25 bonds for $985 each, so you have to multiply 985 times 25. That's going to give you $24,625 for those bonds. Who has that money? I don't know. Okay. Then how much was the total? So the brokerage fee was how much? Well, 1.5% is going to be 0.015 because you move your decimal place. Times 24,625, that's going to be $369.38. That's how much you have to pay the brokerage fee for, and add that to your 24,625 to find out how much you spent. $24,994.38. Bonds don't really sound that exciting. Just saying. Okay, so on the exercise, you write the maturity year by using the bonds table on page 331. Oh, 99. I did not even listen to my own thing. 99 is not the number of years to maturity. It's the year of maturity. So the year of maturity is 1999. That makes a lot more sense. I was so confused. Okay. So it's 1999 is the year of maturity for Sears. How do you know? Because it says 99. We were supposed to know that. Look at IBM. If it has a 02, it's not for 1902, it's for 2002. And you guys probably know that before I did, so I'm just letting you know. Okay, look at number 5. Find the net change in price for each bond having the following list prices for 2 consecutive days. So for number 5, it's 83 1/4 was the first day, and then 83 1/2 is the next day. So it had a gain of 1/4. Okay, so you just subtract 83 1/2 minus 83 1/4. You get 1/4. So it gained 1/4. So you put a plus sign 1/4. Number 10, find the selling price of each bond. Number 10's answer is supposed to be $1,017.50. Okay. Number 16, decide if each bond is selling at par value, premium, or discount. Okay, remember, par value is equal to the face value. Premium is you're spending more than the face value. And discount is that you are paying less than the face value. Okay. And number 16 is discount, just so you know. Okay, then the rest of them I can't give it to you because they're word problems. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Bye, guys.